Okay, we'll go on with, thank you for the patience. There's no communications. Old business, we remind everybody on the lead pipe, EPA mandated service line inventory. Anybody who hasn't done it, please contact the town hall so we can get your information. Have a resolution request approval occupancy tax for Warrensburg Bike Rally in amount of $10,000 for expenses related to the 2024 bike rally held at Warren County Fairgrounds. Anybody want to make a motion?
So,
John, we have a second? Second by John. Any discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? One opposed. Okay. Now, we've also had a request to purchase some water district property on Auburn Avenue. We've had discussion on this property. The board would like more time to take a look at the lots and get a better feel for what we're doing. So before we move forward with this, we're going to not act on this tonight, but I'll ask anybody if you would like to address the board about this, please come up, state your name for the record and tell us. I know, Luke, you had expressed an interest. Just come up.
Sure.
Tell us.
Good evening.
You can sit right there. You can sit down.
Thank you all. Good evening. I'm Luke Duell, my wife Amanda, and we're inquiring about some property up on Alden and Harrington Hill. Been up there 20 years, as you know. I live in Texas as well, and trying to see an opportunity more here in Warrensburg. And if you guys got any thoughts or want to discuss in the future in further detail as my plans, I'd be willing to share that. But I'm okay with, further negotiation and preparing for what needs to happen.
Yeah, procedurally, as I said, anytime we decide to do this, there's certain things we have to meet procedurally by law. So right now, we need more time to study the maps and look at the parcels that you inquired about. And before we move ahead with any permissive referendum or offer for sale on any of that stuff. So we're gonna take a month and we're gonna study it more and we'll come back. Yes.
My only request is we got the county tax auction coming up in October.
Yeah. And
I was hoping to kind of get a solid answer prior to that date, which is the 25th, I think. Because if this goes this way, then I'm not gonna go the other way. Does that make sense? Trying to.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm not sure we can be, I don't think we can meet that date. I don't think we can meet it by the 20, we can meet it by our board meeting in November. I think we'll have time to know what direction we're going, but to do it by the 25th of October, I don't think we're prepared right now. Because we gotta really look at the maps and the lot lines and all that stuff and do a little adjustment, okay?
There's nothing for sale in the county auction this year. Great,
We're not opposed.
Alden Avenue is growing on me. I'm pretty sad.
We're not, I think I speak for the board. We're not opposed in selling the property.
Okay,
We need to do a little more homework to meet the legal end. Like I told you,
sure.
there's certain legal criteria we have to do. It's gonna take us some more time than we thought.
That's fair.
Okay?
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Due diligence,
Sure.
so that we don't get bombarded with people,
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thanks. Nice for coming in. Nice meeting you.
That's perfect.
Let's see, also, I gave you the update on the Main Street, the CBG. Seems to be moving along, slow, but moving along. Next, we have a discussion on increasing the residential and commercial water rates. The residential rates will increase by $5 per quarter or $20 a year, and the flat fee rate per thousand will increase to $2.15 per gallon on anything over 30,000 gallons. Commercial rate will increase by $7.50 per quarter to $30 per year increase. And the flat rate per 1,000 gallons will increase to $4.20 a gallon on anything over the first 30,000 gallons. The increase requested is to cover operating expenses of the department, which includes the projected increase in electrical rates. We pump all our water here. Everything is pumped by wells. Those rates are going up astronomically, the electrical rates. Also, we're about breaking even in our water and sewer departments right now. And those departments are run on these fees. And when our operating budget exceeds our fees, we need to make changes. This year, we're very close on our water fees. One of the things that hurts us throughout the years is we have people who don't pay their water or sewer rents when they come due. We bill quarterly, but could be for business reasons, for many reasons, we don't always collect what we're owed in a quarter from many people in the community. And this year, what we're owed on sewer and water rents will broach $75,000 by the end of the year. Now, we get paid in January. We'll get that money in January. But that doesn't help you in September when you want to do a project and you don't have money in your coffers to cover the project. We found that this year to be extremely difficult because we're falling behind. We're only allowed to levy a 10% penalty on people who don't pay. We were hoping to penalize the people who didn't pay their water or sewer rents by more than that, but we're not allowed to by law. So we thought long and hard about this. We know that we're going to fall behind. We had this summer, because of the work we had to do on the pipe, we had to put water restrictions on sprinkling during the summertime. We don't like doing that. We're trying to avoid that, and that's why I want to get another source of water to the system. But we had to put a limited watering on the public this year. If we were able to move ahead with our well at a quicker pace, and if we get a little more operating funds, I'm hoping that we can get another source of supply in and effective and use, and not have to put restrictions on people from water. But it may seem menial to a lot of people. It's gotten my craw for many years about people not paying on time. And I've talked to people about it. They have their own reasons why they don't pay, and then they let it re-levy to their taxes. The town will get paid in January. We will receive that money in January. But when you're not getting $70,000, if you have a $70,000 bill and you send it out and they don't pay it for 4 months, it's like anything, you don't like it. So we looked at the rates. We haven't had a rate increase in several years. We looked at the rates and thought this is a fair way to do this. So that's what I'm asking the board to consider tonight and approve this rate increase on the in the water district.
Point
Right.
of discussion.
Yes, sir.
I think there's a typo.
Oh, there's, okay.
So we're gonna increase it on the 1,000-gallon rate. We'll increase $2.15 per gallon. It'd be per 1,000.
For 1,000 gallon. Oh, yeah, no, not per gallon.
So-
Yeah. well,
So we
that's
did it
good.
in both.
Per 1,000 gallons.
So it's pretty expensive when you hit that limit.
I'll
Right there by gas,
I'll fix it.
you know?
Yeah, I had it here, but I didn't have it. I had it in a second.
Alright. It's just the way it's.
Yeah,
worded.
no, you're right. Okay, so any other discussion?
It's just high time we do this, it's been several years.
Robert? any-
Nope.
John?
Sounds good.
Okay, somebody want to make a motion
I'll make that
to,
motion.
John, we have a second?
I'll second
And first with the discussion, for quick questions to Jackie. Jackie, because these are fees, not taxes, is there a way of a recourse where people can't send these, wait for, to go to the county because they're not not really a tax.
Now, Kevin's kind of described the
Yeah.
process well. What happens, they don't pay, it's re-levied onto their town county tax bill.
Even though it's not a tax, they're fees.
That's how we can collect it, though, when they fail to pay is through that re-levy process, but unfortunately, it means we're not getting it until the
That's right.
following year. That's the problem.
And in all fairness to the people, I've gone to a few of them and said, could you please, it's a business decision for some of them. And I understand that. So, okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. I have a couple discussion items only. One is, we've been talking with the Chamber of Commerce about moving their office back into our building, and we are going to do that. Chamber of Commerce is going to move back into the town hall in the near future after the first of the year. We have some space for the chamber, and so we'll have to work out a contract, Jackie, and decide on what we may charge them to come back and use one of our office spaces downstairs. So that was just decided the other night by the chamber. They sent us some information. I've talked with the board members. We think it's a good idea to bring them back into the fold and to see what we can do. Also, there was a little bit of consternation about something that was sold at the garage sale this past weekend. There's been some emails floating around. I've received some emails about it. Folks thought that one of the vendors was selling something that they felt was inappropriate. We had to track it down. It was done on a private homeowners. It wasn't a chamber vendor. It was a vendor that was licensed by the town, but it was on a property that had 6 to 9 vendors on it. So we tracked it down to a particular property. I talked to the property owner. They're very much aware of it. They're very cooperative. We will find out who the vendor was, and we will not issue him a license a permit next year to come back. We take it seriously when people are offended by what they see, and I know there's a series of emails floating, and I don't know. I don't do Facebook, so I don't know if anything's on Facebook or none of that stuff. But I do know that we received some emails. The minute we got emails, we didn't condone it. We started searching for it, and I think we found out Monday or Tuesday, and now we know where it is. We've talked to the property owner, very cooperative, very proud of the property owners, worked very well with us, and we won't issue a permit next year to that vendor. So I want the public to know we take it seriously. And we had another complaint about, we raised the fee on some permits that, remember in August, we were asked by the chamber if we could close the town hall on Friday to allow the people who rent booths here at the town hall open up and sell Friday like the rest of them were doing around town. And we agreed to it. We agreed to shut the town hall down. The town sells about 150 permits a year on the non-chamber places. That has to get done. It does take some time. So we asked everybody have their permits purchased by Thursday. If we had to send the hammer out on Saturday to collect permits, we would. And that was going to cost you double. Well, we had one particular property that felt that they didn't get enough notification. I think we issued 18 permits or 16 permits on Friday, Saturday, whatever, and without incident. But we had one vendor was extremely upset about it, and they called today, and I talked to them about it. They didn't want to pay the other extra 50 because they've been doing it for years and years and years. And I explained to them that the garage sale costs the taxpayers of Warrensburg money to put on every year. The town does a lot of the work for the garage sale now. Now, we do collect IPP permits, and it helps pay some of that fee. But if you look at the amount of garbage we collect, 9 or 10 tons of garbage, the amount of money the chamber puts out for porta johns a year, and then just the cleanup we do of the town. If you come through here at 6:30 in the morning, what do you know, the garage sale happened. And that's all done by town employees. They're cleaning up. They put up all the signs, make sure. We did a lot with safety around town. If you notice, we have a lot of emergency routes that we keep open, so we can get around town. And so I talked to this person and I said, you know, please accept my apology if you didn't know, but I'm not reducing the rate. So we did not reduce the rate for anybody, but I will just, you know, we'll try to do more. I know the team here in the town hall, they all do this social media stuff and all this gadgets. I'm happy for them. And that's how they get their message out. But I'm announcing it tonight that the fee will be doubled if you don't get your permit by Thursday of whatever it is in 2025.
I think maybe a better way to do it is to just give them the ones that pay early, give a discount, rather than say we're penalizing the ones that, the fee is the full amount. If you pay by Thursday, it's less.
Well, we could
It's also
figure-
online.
There's
You
some-
can
I know it's,
online, right?
I know it's semantics, but McDonald's cuts breakfast off at 10:30.
Yeah.
They won't negotiate that. You know, it's just the way it works. Caldwell has, you know, with the early bird special. ends at, you know,
6 o'clock.
So,
Yeah. You
so,
must go a lot.
yeah.
But, so anyway, I just want to bring that up in case you hear different stories around town. Those are the facts. So we had, that was the other thing I got complaints about was the four-wheelers and golf carts running on the main streets. And I did talk with the sheriff's department today, and we're going to make sure that that gets enforced in the future years. So yous who have quads or whatever they call those gadgets or four-wheelers, don't plan on driving them on the streets next year. We will make sure that you get a ticket. Anything else I missed, Jim, about the garage sale?
No, I've already composed a letter that I'm gonna mail August of next year that tells what the rules are, and Judy modified what the rules are for the vendors to include, they can't put stuff within 15 feet of the fire hydrant. And I'm gonna mail that out to them August 1st to everybody on Main Street that rents out their private property to people, so that they all have it in their hands and they can understand it. There should be no tears in heaven.
Right. But we have a lot of rules on things we don't allow already at the garage sale. You know, we've had trouble.
Everything, we try to cover everything. This is unfortunate. Some people found it's offensive, tend to agree,
Yeah.
it'll be handled. That being said, I have budget modifications. We're getting near the end of the year, so we have some modifications we need to do. I'm gonna read them all and stop me if you have a question on any. The first one is an $8.23 transfer from special items, municipal dues to special items unallocated insurance. That's for $8.23, and that's to correct the posting error. I'm taking $1,000 out of data processing equipment and $441.77 away from special items municipal association dues. And I'm putting into supervisor contractual fund. This is to pay our contractual expense for the supervisor's office for the rest of the year. And we're taking $1,500 out of contingent account and $7,000 out of data processing equipment account. And we're transferring into the supervisor's personal secretary account. We had one person leave, another retire, and we came up short because of the payouts, and that's to cover our secretary salary for the rest of the year. We're taking $1,000 out of special items contingent account, and we're putting in the dog control contractual account. And that's to cover the cost of when we have to impound a dog and we can't find an owner, we can't find the owner. We end up having to pay the cost to place that dog in confinement. And the highway fund, we're taking $1,115.06 out of overtime. Well, actually, we're putting it into overtime, and we're taking out of street maintenance part-time and that's to cover the overtime in the highway department. Most of that is to cover the snow overtime, and that's to cover the overtime we worked on cleaning up after the storm. Next, we're taking $211,257.36 from unappropriated fund balance, and we're moving into capital improvements contractual, and that's to cover the cost of paving. That money will be reimbursed to us by state government from CHIPS funding, so we'll get the $211,257.36 back before the end of the year. And then next, we're taking, again, $60,684.16 out of unappropriated fund balance. And then we're moving that into street maintenance contractual, and that's again to cover the balance of the paving costs for 2024. We have one more road we're gonna pave, Hillcrest Drive, and we'll cover that with some of these balances. Again, we have money coming from the state of New York that's owed to us on the sidewalk project. We finished paying in February, and we've been since February trying to get our money out of the state of New York. We're getting close, but they owe us $333,000, I believe, on the sidewalk project, and this will make up any of the lost funds in our unappropriated fund balance. And then on the sanitary sewers, we're taking $307.38 out of sanitary sewers contractual, and we're moving into sanitary sewers sewage treatment and disposal contractual. It's paid for chemicals, that's $307.38. And then we're taking $3,682 out of purification contractual, and we're moving it into source of supply contractual in same amount, and that's just to cover water expenses in two different accounts. So those are the budget modifications for October. Anybody want to approve? John, second by Brian to approve the budget modification. Any questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, done. Anybody else wish to address the board tonight? On any subject? Yeah, we will.
Go ahead.
Mine's little. For Warrensburg Museum, I just want to let people know that in October, we will have, on the October 25th, we'll offer Scoops of Spirits, and so reservations are to be made online.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to address the board today?
Very simple. Gary Cooper.
Yes.
My question is for the rec field during the garage sale weekend. A lot of people are parking on Sanford Street and Library Avenue. Has the town ever thought about taking some of the property on the rec field, separate it, and give it to the chamber for them to rent out as well? And for the chamber to make some more money off the rec field that's sitting there that weekend.
We haven't thought about it, but we could certainly.
I think that would be a good thing too. I mean, we do it for the Smoke Eaters Jamboree, it's loaded with people, but a lot of people are out there parking, which they will walk through there as well, and we can take that property and help the chamber
Okay.
make some more money.
On the pavilion perhaps, who knows?
Yeah.
Rainy weekend, the pavilion.
Try that. I didn't know when I started out Friday morning, I was pleasantly surprised when I went down by Higgins up there, the amount of garage sales on the side street, they were busy Friday. So I think people had a good year. Okay. Anybody else wish to go on any subject? No? Okay, so you want to make a motion to approve the 2025 town budget?
Make a motion.
Motion by Robert, second by John. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll get the budget changed over to adopt it, and we'll have copies in the town clerk's office. I thank everybody for coming tonight, and I appreciate it. Oh, we got to pay the warrant. Brian says we got to pay warrant number 9. Motion by Brian to pay warrant number 9. Do we have a second by Jack? Second by Jack to pay warrant number 9, and a total amount of $478,607.70. All in favor, signify by saying aye. No other comments? Motion to adjourn. So we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming. And he's just gonna do that.
That's what they say.